Motions for summary judgment when you're sued for debt, Part 1. Brought to you by Kenneth Chabert at yourlegallagout.com. Your advantage if you're being sued by debt collectors. If you're being sued for debt and representing yourself, a motion for summary judgment lurks as one of the greatest dangers you face. So what is a motion for summary judgment, and what should you do if the debt collector has filed one against you? This 3-part video series will give you a leg up on protecting yourself. There will be another video on using the motion to your advantage. Summary judgment is a shortcut to judgment that is intended to prevent the courts and the parties to a suit from having to waste large amounts of time and money on cases where the facts are not really in dispute. So let's take a step back and handle something that's probably very obvious, but it's important to remember. In every case, there are laws and there are facts, and those two things are not the same. If everybody agrees what the facts are, then it's the judge's job to decide what the law requires. No jury is required in that situation. When the facts are in dispute, on the other hand, if it's a jury trial, the jury will be the one to decide whom to believe and what the facts are. At the end of a jury trial, the judge will give the jury what are called instructions on what to do if it believes certain facts. And then the jury will decide what it believes and apply the law in responding to the instructions. If it isn't a jury trial, the judge will listen to the case, hear all the evidence, and make a decision about what to believe and how to apply the law. In either case, a trial is necessary to determine the facts if they are disputed, and trials take time and money. When the parties agree what the facts are, you can skip the fact-finding part of things and proceed to the decision-making, which is done by judges. And you invoke that process, that is, you bring it about, by filing a motion for summary judgment. That's basically telling the court that all the facts are clear. If you are representing yourself or are limited in your resources and experience, these motions can form a major hurdle for you in achieving justice or protecting yourself. These videos are designed to help you get past that hurdle. The Federal Rules of Civil Procedure, Rule 56, supply an analytical basis for every state's version of the law. They require that the party seeking judgment, the movant, provide evidence in support of every fact necessary to judgment, and also demonstrate that there is no dispute, no genuine dispute as to those facts. Does that mean that the parties actually agree on all or even any of the facts? Not at all. It does not. It means that the movement tries to show that the other side cannot legitimately dispute the facts, i.e., that the other side does not have admissible evidence which could dispute them. If you haven't done the work to come up with admissible evidence, or if you don't give it to the court in the right way, your goose is cooked. You'll lose. And whatever the courts may say about the movement's need to prove facts and all that, judges are people, and granting an undisputed motion for summary judgment is easy. And granting any kind of motion for summary judgment is easier for the judge than going to trial. Remember that. If the movement initially seems to meet the burden of showing enough undisputed facts, then the party opposing the judgment must demonstrate that there actually are issues of fact, important ones. That is, not just any facts, but facts that are material. That means they have an impact on the legal questions presented and thus matter to the court's decision. Every state of which I'm aware has a very similar, if not identical, procedure. You have to follow it and show your facts to avoid summary judgment being issued against you. The next parts of this video series, parts 2 and 3, will go into some specifics of the motions and how to respond to them, and some tips for avoiding summary judgment. You may not consider this video or anything I say in this or any video as legal advice. I can't give you legal advice, but as a former lawyer, I do know the legal process and debt law very well. So use what I say as a source of information and apply your own judgment to your case. To get more help on fighting debt collectors and their lawsuits, go to yourlegallegup.com. Get my litigation manual and forms. If you appreciate this video, please take a second and like it on YouTube, subscribe and friend me on YouTube, as these things will help others find my videos and begin to learn more about the debt litigation process. Defend yourself from the debt collectors.